Well, lovely to be back. Good morning. It's Saturday, the 16th of June, 2018. Chris Reardon welcoming you to today's United Kingdom tour, coming to you live from Brent after pressing the wrong button. Those of you that managed to get there in the first few seconds of us starting may have thought the show had just finished. I completely played out the wrong film this morning to start with. Sorry, but I played the end one first. And sort of almost at the end of the end film, I realised I was playing the end film, so I switched back quick. I thought, shall I restart? And I thought, no, we must carry on. It's always important to carry on, dear. Always important to carry on like mummy's brave little soldiers that we are. If you ever do sight reading, can play a musical instrument of some sort, piano. If you've had piano lessons and you've been to like the Royal College of Music to do the exams, you'll know with sight reading. That's why I say you must always carry on. Sight reading. If you make a mistake, doesn't matter. You've got to carry on. I do the same on this program, dear. This program is the Royal College of Music. Fortunately, it's not the Royal College of Talking. Oh, I've got to tell you this. I've got to tell you this. Now, I should have done this and put it on the screen for you. A message. Oh, wow, I haven't switched a blooming audio on, have I now? Oh, there's so much to do this morning. 1 minute. I'm all over the place today. There we go. Audio on. There we are. Audio on. So if you're listening to the audio stream, there is an audio stream available as well, boys and girls. If you click on there, you can now hear me. You were getting music a moment ago. Sorry about that. Anyway, I picked this up today on one of the Facebook groups. Now, I'm on lots and lots of Facebook groups. You may be watching this programme because you've seen it on one of the Facebook groups. Now, this particular Facebook group is called Radio Presenters. If you're a radio presenter of any sort, internet, FM, DAB, whatever, you can be on this group. It tends to be a lot of people who are, shall we say, little people like myself. Little people, not huge megastars. I mean, you wouldn't find Tony Blackburn on here, right? Or Dave Lee Travis. Now, young people are saying, oh, who are they? We don't know that. Are they on Capital? Are they on Capital? We don't know who that is. Is it on Kiss? No, not on Kiss. Proper DJs, dear, who talk and entertain you. You wouldn't find people like that on there. But people like me, small people, little people who are on small FM stations. And I've got to read you this, right? So you would go on there perhaps to find work, unpaid usually, or occasionally paid, or you might go on there as a radio station person looking for people and putting an ad on there. Look at this. Right. So someone has added to himself looking for radio work. I've got to read this out to you, right? Right. So here it is. And I quote exactly as it says. But I need... So it starts but. Never start a sentence with the word but, okay? Here it is. But I need a radio work with but to give me a programme, get my dream, am on 078, and it gives a phone number, Bukandan Tado, Western Prince, Kib Uria of 89.7 FM Ibanda. He's looking for an English radio job. Shall I read that again? But I need a radio to work with, but to give me a programme, get my dream, am on 0789, phone number, am Bukadan Tado, Western Prince, Kiburia of 89.7 FM Ibanda. That's what he wrote. He's... And I'm sorry, I had to put a comment. And my comment is, might want to practice your English a bit first, lovey. To be fair to this bloke, whoever it is, I don't know who it is, you get CVs through places like... People get CVs like that. People who are looking for people to work for them receive CVs very similar to that haven't been checked, are written in very bad English. I mean, what chance have you ever got? You've got to get your English first. This is why kids, if there are children watching this programme, small children all over the world, trying to learn a little bit of English, then learn harder. Do your schoolwork and you might end up with a decent job at the end of it. He's not going to get a job on the radio with that, is he? Dear me, you need to learn your English a little bit first. Gosh. Right, sorry I haven't been with you for a few days. I've been having my room decorated downstairs. My living room, which is a two-tone blue. Now, I did take some photographs of it downstairs and I brought them upstairs and I put them on the system. And for some reason, it's a light blue and a dark blue. But the light blue on the picture actually looks like it's green. And I'm trying to work out how that's happened. I've got it on my phone. I put it on the system, but I took it off. It was so bad. I should have left it on just to show you. Hang on, where's my pictures? Now, look. Does that look to you like it's... there you go. So you see the blue at the bottom, and it's a lighter blue at the top. Not green, grey, sorry. It's a lighter blue at the top. But the top actually looks grey in that picture, doesn't it? Isn't that strange? That's the blue down the bottom. It's such a lovely colour. Here, you can see a little bit more there. Right, the two-tone blue. Isn't that beautiful? And he started doing that on Wednesday. I haven't been here since Wednesday morning. I think, was I here Tuesday? I can't remember if I was here Tuesday as well, actually. But it's all done now. What a lovely chap who painted my room. Now, I discovered him. He was just talking to one of my neighbours. I think he'd just done one of my neighbours. Who lives in a flat that's Chris. Her husband died last year, John, which is a bit of a disappointment, really, because John used to kind of look after it around here. Do you know what I mean? He was a bit nosy. And if he saw something going on, like if, for example, the council come round and cut the grass all the time, okay? If he thought they were cutting the wrong bit, he'd be out there, mate. What you doing? There's wildlife and... No, leave that bit alone. I'm getting on to your governor. Leave that bit alone until I've spoken. And he was a bit like that. They came, again, because he's got a council place, and they came and painted the woodwork outside. They were staining it like brown. I think it's more of a stain than a paint. And he weren't happy with the colour because it wasn't the same as what was there. He's out there, mate. Don't touch that. Come away. Get off that. You're not painting that. You go and get the right colour. Well, this is the cut. No, well, you're not doing it. Go on, get off. Get off. I will push you off the ladder. Get off. He wouldn't have any of it. Anyway, we lost him last year, unfortunately, which is a great shame. Apart from being... he was all right, actually. He talked a lot. Do you know what I mean? He talked a lot, but he was a nice bloke. And he'd done my kitchen floor about 20 years ago now. I've got all tiles on the floor downstairs. Nightmare to clean, to be honest, because they're not flat tiles. I've got those, like, slate-type tiles downstairs. I mean, you'd have a blooming job changing them. I wouldn't do it again. It looks nice, but the cleaning is a bit, I mean, I can't lie to you. I don't often mop that floor. Maybe once every few weeks. I know, ladies. I know you're disgusted now, aren't you? You are disgusted to know that I only clean my kitchen floor every few weeks. But he done that, and he was all right. He was. Unfortunately, we lost him last year. Anyway, so here's. His wife has had her I think, a room painted. Me and my mate Ronnie, we came out the house the other day and he was shouting up. And I said, oh, she must have a painter in. Oh, do you think so? Anyway, Ronnie's gone up to him, rather, and said, would you come and give me a quote? And he said, yeah, sure. I said, and I've piped up now. I said, oh, you do painting, do you? He said, yeah. I said, you don't want to give me a quote as well, do you? And he said, yeah, I'll come and... So he said, come and have a look and give me a quote. I said, OK. I said, but my mate wants you first. So he's gone round to Ronnie's and given him a quote. And he charged him, I think, £270 to do his Ronnie's bedroom. OK? Now, Ronnie has got a completely different taste. This is my best mate. A completely different... Thank you for your messages. I'll read those in a minute. All right? A completely different taste to me in colours. Completely different. He is very bland. I would call it bland. That's not a cuss or a rundown. Okay, that's just what he prefers. He's very bland with the colours, and he's had his bedroom decorated grey. Okay, fine. I wouldn't have this day. Grey. No, grey. He's had it grey. He likes neutral colours. I, on the other hand, like big, bright, bold colours. You wouldn't see a magnolia in here. You might see, like, I said the other day I wouldn't do this. I might well do white with a hint of green or blue or pink or whatever. But I wouldn't do grey or black. What dreary colours. I mean, grey, the colour grey reminds me of some of the blooming songs that people keep singing at my karaoke nights. Dull is the word you're looking for. I don't care how big the ballad is, it's dull. Dull, dull, dull. Happy songs. You can do ballads, but please don't do depressing ones. Grey is depressing. But that's what he wanted, so that's how he had his... I had mine done with the two blue colours. So there's a darker, not a deeper shade of blue. I'm a deeper shade of blue. Steps. Do you remember them? Christ, they're looking old now, aren't they? And fat. How fat has some of them got? Steps have got fat. Not like me. Look at this. So slim, dear, slim. Not that I'd know. I haven't been to Slimmers World this week. Adam the plumber's lost 3.5 pounds this week. Very well done to Adam the plumber this week. So yeah, he likes just that colours, and I like bright bold colours. So I've got the blue. In my hallway, I've got red, as in pillar box red, the whole hallway with some white, a white wall as well. And in my bedroom, I've got purple, and in the bathroom, I've got like a very deep burgundy red. So that I like bold colours. So he's done his room, so I've gone round and had a look at it, and it's all right. Then he's come round to do mine, and on Sunday, I thought, well, I'll start moving a few bits of furniture out of the living room. My God, haven't you got a lot in the living room? How long does that take? I was going to do it all on Tuesday night, but Sunday, I wasn't doing a lot Sunday, Sunday afternoon. So I moved a bit out on Sunday afternoon. Then I did a bit Monday. And quite frankly, I'm glad I did. Because come Tuesday, I'm looking around and thinking, my God, I've still got all this to do. So you've got to get all the furniture out and then put right, I've got like this corner unit, settee thing. So I took that apart. Now, that can be easy or difficult. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult. You literally pull one side up and it separates. It lifts and separates like a bra. Lifts and separates like that. Okay? That's sort of relatively easy. Putting it back together is a different story altogether. Now, last time I did that, because I wanted to pull it back and do cleaning behind it, you see. Last time I did that, I putting it back together. It must have taken 20 minutes. Because it has to be perfectly lined up for the one to drop into the other. And it's a big, heavy settee corner thing. This time, when I put it back together after he finished, it just dropped straight in. 5 seconds. That's all it took. The first time, 20 minutes. Funny, isn't it? So I've got all this stuff out of the room. Eventually, the kitchen was chock-a-block with stuff. But I managed to set, because I've got a telly in the kitchen as well. I managed to set up like a chair in front of the telly, and I made a little bit on the kitchen table where all this stuff is piled up. DVDs that I never watched, all piled up on there. And I made a little space for my dinner. I was able to sit there for 3 days watching it. Rob, who's the decorator, he said he'd be here at 8:30. He was here at 8:30. Brilliant. I was so pleased with him. I've found a painter now that I will always use. It's great to find someone that you can rely on and who does the job that you want to do. I think it's fantastic of that. I really do. So I've found someone who does my painting, and he did it all. He finished on time. There is no mess whatsoever. The lines are all straight. There's no paint on the carpet, the furniture. I haven't found one speck of paint anyway, not even on a window. And I was saying to him, he likes to talk though. He does like to talk a bit, so you have to walk away. You have to walk away from the talking. So he's done all this. And charged me a reasonable amount of money, and I was very pleased with that. And it's all done, and it's fantastic. If I had done a ceiling, and let me tell you, I'd have to change the carpet afterwards because there would be speckles of paint all over the place. What a nightmare. I can't do it. Can't do the painting. Simple as that. Can't do it. So you leave it to someone else, and Rob is the man, and he's done the painting, and that's it. And all very well and happy. I'm sorry I can't really show you the photos, as I say, because it does look like one part of the wall is now grey, and it's not. It's dark blue at the bottom and grey at the top there. All right. Right, let's read some of your messages. Good morning to the lovely Diane Jeb. Good morning, Diane. Hayley's there. Good morning, Hayley. Mark Newton. Hope all is well in the estate agent. You haven't got me on the estate agent with all the other people watching, have you? Eh? Hello to Paul Brown. Good morning, Paul. Little Smurfy baby is there. Good morning, Paul. Kim Witt. Hello, Kim. Laura Rickner, one of our karaoke people. Hello, darling. Sure, Zamir. Good morning, Sure. Hello to Roxy, who says, I'm full of beans. Went to bed at 3:30 a.m. after it taking 2.5 hours to get home from Wembley. Well, yeah, went to see the gorgeous Ed Sheeran. 2.5 hours? Were you driving? I wonder? That's the trouble, isn't it? When you go to these concerts, getting out of the places is a nightmare. Greenwich, the O2 at Greenwich, they seem to have the traffic sorted out a little bit better there. I must say, it does seem to flow quite well when you finish the show and you're coming out of that very expensive car park that they've got there. Good morning, Ants Galloway. Morning. Hayley'd like to see Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I think his stuff's all right, actually. I'm not mad on it. I wouldn't go and see him. As I said on the show the other day, there's only 2 people, I think, really, that I'd go and see. And they are Barry Manilow, who's not well at the moment. He's got pneumonia. He's in hospital with pneumonia, Barry Manilow. He's had to cancel the first few shows. He was due to open in Vegas, I think tonight, actually. He's had to cancel. He's in hospital with pneumonia, bronchial pneumonia. Is that quite a serious thing? Don't know. Pneumonia, when they talk about pneumonia in the States, they seem to talk about it like it's just like a cold, don't they? Have you noticed that? Whereas here, it's a very serious condition. Good morning, Maureen, who's joining us as well this morning. Good morning, lovely Maureen. Hello to Nadeem, Shania on the Isle of Wight, Merlin, morning Merlin, SOS Gregorian, Wayne Martin, good morning Wayne, Evan, good morning to Evan, and over on YouTube, Paul Mosley is there. Good morning, Paul. Weird City Citizen says, I've changed the theme tune. No, I've changed the warm-up tune. That did happen, Weird City Citizen, about 6 weeks ago. Do try and keep up with us, dear. Honestly, have you only just noticed that? That's probably because you join us a little bit further along, don't you? You only hear that tune right at the very beginning. Literally, I push the button and that tune starts. You've got to be on the ball. Do pay full attention to what's going on around you, please. People don't pay full attention to what's going on around them, and they get run over usually. You know, wandering across the road with their iPhones in their hands. Morning, Andrew Parker. Is your opening music Central Television? What, the one right at the beginning? Yes. Correct. That is correct. You won't hear that anywhere else anymore. That is absolutely correct. That bit right at the very beginning. Da, 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 that is indeed Central Television. Well done for noticing that. There's a weird message. MPOTW says, Chris, why do you hate black people? Now, what on earth made you think that? What on earth made you think that? What a stupid thing to say. What a really stupid thing to say. I don't know how to say this without sounding rude, but let me tell you, I've been with quite a few black men. So shut your mouth and start talking about things you're known with rather than accusing people of that. In fact, I'm going to block you. What is it? MPOTW. I'll block you by the end of the show, sunshine. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you suggest that I hate black people or anyone else? Who the hell do you think you are saying that? Go on, get off. Go away. Andrew, did Central go on to become Carlton? Now, I know a lot about ITV and how it used to work, Andrew. And what happened was there were 15 ITV little stations all over the country. And then they started buying each other. And they bought them. So that two became one. And then that one bought another one, which became 3. And you ended up with 3 large stations. One bought that. Then there were 2 large stations. Now there's only 1 station. Okay? So that's what happened. Central, I don't know if they became Carlton or Granada. But nevertheless, when they first joined up, that was short-lived, and very quickly they all became just one ITV, which I always thought was a great shame. Let's have a look. Who is this bloke here? How do I block him? I can't bear idiots. Just a minute. I'm gonna have to work this out. See, I don't quite know how to do it, to be honest. How dare you accuse me of being a racist? Honestly, how dare you? That's really annoyed me. That has. I've got a bit of news for you coming up shortly, boys and girls. I don't know how to do that. Is it live streaming? Oh, let's try this. You're not going to upset my viewers like that, Sunshine. I think it might be there. Well, there's the messages. Let's come up there. Ba 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 ba. There it is. Right, hang on. Oh. Let's have a look. Hide user. Hide user. Excellent. Gone. Don't be accusing me or anyone else on this channel about things that we're not. You disgusting piece of filth. Let's carry on. Instrumental. Ba-bam, bam. Have I read out all your messages? Today's show is brought to you by Berkshire Weekend Television. Oh, Joanna is not sure about the shirt and jacket. Yeah, me neither. Do you want the jacket off? That don't. It's not working together. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joanna. I wasn't sure either. I put it on. See, I think I had the combination on Monday. I think because this has been washed now. I think I had this and a cream jacket on Monday. You see, or a champagne coloured jacket. I thought, well, I don't want to wear the same things. I've gone in my cupboard, and really, I think the cream jacket is the only thing that will go with this particular shirt. And I thought, well, I wonder if that'll work. And I thought, well, they've both got green in them. Let's try it. So I've put that on there. You have actually thought. You're not telling me anything I don't know already. So that's come off now, especially for Joanna. Now, do you want me just the shirt, or do you want the jacket with a slightly open neck showing some flesh? I'll leave it up to you. Okay? You're absolutely right. Claire. Oh, sorry, it was Claire about the combination. Claire, I beg your pardon. Good morning, Joanna. Morning, Joanna. My outfit was straining on the eyes. Was it really? Andrew says neighbours phoned the police after a man known as Chris Reardon kept going invisible when he went into the garden. You're funny lot this morning. Oh, my God. Claire went to a sushi restaurant for the first time this week. Delicious. How disgusting. Oh, no. Look, uncooked fish wrapped up in little bits and pieces. It's awful. Awful. Claire, do you know Mount Fuji, Japanese restaurant in Birmingham? No, I don't know. Are you going up to Birmingham, are you, Claire? Oh, you won't miss it. It's just, you go through all this beautiful countryside and there it is, this grey blob in the middle of it all. Awful place, Birmingham. Selfridges building. Go to Selfridges for a bit of shopping. But the building is awful. It's just a big silver thing. It looks absolutely hideous. The Selfridges building in Birmingham. Go and have a look. Paul's being forced out to go shopping as well. Good. Get out there. Claire says she enjoyed the karaoke last night. Yeah, we had a good karaoke last night, and it wasn't over busy last night. I think we had 22 singers, which was just about perfect last night. 22 singers, so that was good. She's going to Whitstable. Is that in Kent with her Caravan Park Holidays Seaview? Oh, I love caravans. I love caravans. I've got some news coming up in a moment, boys and girls. Don't go too far away. I've got something to tell you. I'm very excited. Claire, you'll be interesting as well. Simon, good morning, Simon. He's got a fish festival today and singing in his choir Haven Harmonics. Is that something to do with Haven Holidays? Oh, my God, blimey. You're not going to turn up halfway through when everyone's dancing on the dance floor to some sort of cheesy music and start doing hymns, are you? I'm not sure that'll go down well. Although I am tempted... sometimes at church, I'm tempted to break into a couple of choruses of Agadoo. do. Push my apple, shake my tree. That one. Quite good. Thank you. Andrew enjoyed the karaoke on the widescreen last night. Thank you very much on his thing. Yeah, that's done. Weird City Citizen. All blocks. We get rid of people that accuse people of being other things here. Okay. Back over here. Thank you, Merlin. Merlin says Central did indeed turn into Carlton. Okay, thank you very much. Central was purchased by Carlton International. And I think, Merlin, if I'm right in saying, that was one of the first ones, wasn't it? Was that the first one? It was Carlton that started doing this, wasn't it? We were also disappointed when Thames lost the franchise back in 1992, wasn't it? 1990. Thames lost the franchise and become Carlton, and it was just a complete, total, and utter faceless organisation that everyone hated. And that was demise of ITV. They called it the Carltonisation of ITV as they started buying. Then Carlton bought West Country. They bought West Country as well, so they had the three, and then they all started buying each other, and that was the end of it, really. You've only got two separate companies now, I think. There's the main ITV. Ulster, I believe, is separate, and STV is separate. Oh, I think Channel Television as well. I don't think they're part of the big ITV, although, of course, they do play out their programmes and all that. Thank you, Hayley. Yes, good morning to Ben Parker. Shane Cameron's there. Morning, Shane. All is well here. So let me tell you my bit of news. We've got loads of news stories and things like that to do. Oh, Claire says the shirt's quite nice with the background. Yeah, we're be jacket. I feel quite naked today. Without the jacket on, I don't feel very star-like. Do you know what I mean? I feel like almost an ordinary person sitting here, Claire. I don't feel star-like at all. Right. As you well know, I've been considering sort of going up north. Okay? Moving up north. And I've talked about this on several of the shows. Various reasons, really. The biggest reason being that my nephew and one of my nephews and my niece have their own children now. 6... I always like to get this right. 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay? There are 6 small little individual people up north now, and I have the time of my life when I spend with them, and I like to do stuff with them, and I'd also like to make a difference, if you see what I mean, like a difference. So something I like to feel useful. I like to feel needed to do things, and I think I could be useful with them. So I've been considering a move up north. Now, it would be possible for me to do that. I could sell up here, okay? I could sell this house, buy something up there, have a load of money left over. I'll be fine. I would. Or I could sell something else, but I'd lose income there. Do you see what I mean? I'd lose a bit of income, so I wouldn't be able to do as much, perhaps, as I'd want to do. So I've been trying to find a way to do this. And I've looked at houses, and there's some lovely houses, it has to be said. There was one that... there were two, actually, that I've looked at recently. Both have now gone, because I dragged me heels, you see, dragged me heels a bit. And you may remember that I said I had considered a caravan option, but I didn't consider it an option because I didn't think I'd go up there very much. Now, you can hire a caravan for anything from sort of 50 quid upwards per night somewhere. Okay, so if you was to hire a caravan for sort of 3 nights, going to cost you about 150 quid. All right. Now, if you keep doing that all the time, that's it's a considerable amount of money over the years. But I thought to myself, no, if you buy a caravan's going to cost you a minimum of about £30,000. You'd have to borrow the money. You'd have to a decent one, £30,000 if you want the central heating and a reasonable newness and this, that, and the other. And then you've got ground rent. And I looked around at ground rent. And depending on where you are, it seemed to be anything from about 3,000 up to 8,000. depending on the pitch. If you're buying one at Haven Holidays, you're looking from about 6,000, because of course you buy a caravan in a Haven Holidays place, right? And you've got the swimming pool, you've got the bar, you've got the clubhouse, this, that, and the other. You're paying for all these things. Well, I wouldn't want that. And I'm looking near my sister, and I couldn't find anywhere. The place I stay at, that wasn't too bad. The place I usually stay at when I go up there, that wasn't too bad. But even so, the caravans there, I think the cheapest one was about 18,000, which, I'll be honest with you, is doable. 18,000 is doable, but I'm thinking, won't be up there much, that. Even though I'm thinking about moving up. The other thing I've got, I love this house where I live, okay? I've spent a lot of time doing the garden. The house itself hasn't been done up that much. If you're someone, I've had stuff done to it. Got solar panels on the roof. It was carpeted a few years ago. I've now had the living room decorated. The hall was decorated a couple of years ago, but that's a little bit marked. That could be done. Really, the whole house could do with a bit of decoration. Garden, I love my garden. I'm out there all the time. I've got to do some hedge trimming. The only reason I haven't trimmed my hedges this year is because I haven't paid the 50 quid that the bloody council wants now to empty the brown bin a year. 50 quid to empty the garden bin. So I've left them. But I know, it's false savings really, because eventually I will have to cut them, and then I'll have to pay them or take the stuff down to the dump myself. I mean, I object to paying 50 quid a year to have my garden bin emptied. I mean, it's outrageous. It's really, really outrageous. Okay, so that's it. Where am I now? So with the garden bins and all that. So I do look after the house, but it needs to be decorated. Okay. And so I had a bit of a quandary really, not knowing what to do, because I also love the jobs that I do. I love doing the karaoke. The quiz I enjoy, it's not really working. Okay, I'll tell you that now. The quiz hasn't been working for a while now. We're very, very low on numbers coming out to the quiz on a Wednesday night, so that will probably go. I expected it to go months ago, to be honest, but they keep it going, so that's it. Ideally, I'd be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now, if the quiz goes, which I'm expecting to happen, so when it goes, it's no problem. That's just how it is. I'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday free. And my idea is that I'll be able to go up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I was talking to other people about caravans and things, and they said, well, where are you looking? So I'm telling them, and they're like, oh, no, you're doing it all wrong. And they told me to have a look on certain websites, eBay, for example. And I looked on eBay, and there's quite a few on eBay, a lot in Skegness, and they're like £4,000. I thought, oh, that's a bit cheap. What can you get for that? And you look at the pictures and they look really tired. Anyway, I've discovered some more sites that are near my sister's. And there were two on this place. One for one price and one for another. One was slightly cheaper than the other. And I thought, no, there was one. I beg your pardon. There was one on eBay. And I thought, where's that then? So I'm typing in and having a look. And this site came up, and it was all lodges. I'll tell you where it was. Willow, if you want to have a look. Now, you can't actually see any caravans on there. And the reason they haven't got any caravan pictures on there is because the caravan section of this particular place is now full up. They can't put any more on there. And I've had a look at it. And I thought, well, where's the caravans? Anyway, so I've sent the eBay person a message, and I'm just trying to find it now. Where is it now? Oh, so there's right, okay. See if I can find it or not. I can't blooming find it now. Oh, isn't it always the same when you're looking for something? Anyway, I sent this person a message and I said, where is the place? And she said it was Willow Lodge or something like that in Lincolnshire. So I've typed it in again, and sure enough, this thing has come up, and it's just all lodges. And I thought, well, that's a bit odd. I'll ring up the place. So I've rung up the place. Hello, I've seen someone advertising a caravan on eBay. I said, and it's for this price. I said, but I can't see any caravans on there. And the man said to me, he said, oh yeah, that's right. We can't advertise the pictures anymore because we're full up. He said, but there are some pictures. And he sent me the pictures. And I thought, oh, that looks quite nice. He said, what are you looking for? So I told him, he said, well, we got two at the moment. The one you mentioned, this one, and this one which is slightly dearer, which backs onto a river. The River Witham, I think it is. Witham, or something like that. Witham. Okay. I said, can I send my sister down to have a look at these? Yeah, okay. So that's it. So my sister's gone down there. She's looked at them, and then she's rung me. I said, how did it go? She said, well, the first one we looked at, we walked straight out. She said it was awful. It was terrible. She said it was dark, it was dingy, it had like a smell to it and all that. She said, but the second one, which is a slightly dearer one, which actually backs onto the river. You kind of go up some steps and the river's at the top. How fantastic is that? Yes, I know about flooding and all that. Stop being so negative, people. I'm sure someone's going to be negative in a minute. When I read these messages in a minute, someone's going to have been negative. Try and be a bit positive sometimes. So you go up these steps and there's the river there. You know, I'm a little bit concerned about flooding, but I've typed into, has this area ever flooded? No, not that particular area. Near it has, but not that area. So whether or not the river would, perhaps, I don't know how it works with rivers. You know, if it was to come up and flood, can it just flood over one side, depending on whether that wall is higher than there? I suppose it would be, would it? Or that river bank? Don't know how that works. So I've looked at it, and my brother-in-law, Martin, he's made a video of it all. He's gone in the caravan and all round it. I thought, do you know, that looks really nice. And the caravan has been owned by an elderly couple who have had it for a few years, but they don't want to do the journey anymore. They're in Sheffield. So I'm looking at it and I thought, do you know, this is really nice. I wonder if we've got this right first time, which would be very unusual. You know, when I came to buy this house 26 years ago, I looked at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 houses before I came across this one. Now, looking at that looks nice. It looks very well kept. There's a lot of new stuff in there as well. They've even had tiles put on the roof, so you've got like a proper roof on there type thing. And my sister, she couldn't praise it enough. To be honest, it's got a little garden, room for 2 cars, and it's quiet. It's quiet. So there's a row, right? There's me, there's 2 more, and then the road ends. Nothing goes past. Nothing. And then there's like a little fence, and then fields. Nothing else. And Martin, my brother-in-law, he's filming it. And he's saying, here, listen. And all you can hear is birds singing. So, there we are. Now, Caravan was right at the bottom of the list before. But I'm going up tomorrow to have a look. After I finish work tonight, I'm popping up there tomorrow. And I'm going to meet the lady about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and see how that goes. So the news is, if I think it's suitable and I'll have a good look round and all that, if I think it's suitable, the ground rent is very cheap, £1,250 a year. Okay, the reason it's so cheap, there's no clubhouse, there's nothing there other than your service. You've got electric, we've got electric, gas and water, of course. The services are all there, right? But there's no clubhouse, there's no shop on site, there's nothing else. Fantastic. I mean, I'm struggling to find something wrong with it. I probably will tomorrow because I go into things in great detail if I'm going to do something like that. And I'm not the quickest person at buying things. I mean, I bought a chair last year, you may remember, for the living room. It took me 4 years to buy that chair. Honestly, can't part with the money. Can't part with the money. So that's the news. So I'm going up tomorrow to check this place out. and meet the two people who have owned it, and we'll see how we go. And the idea is that I go up there, I can finish work one night, drive up there in a reasonable speed. There won't be any traffic. You know, at the times I drive around, I'd probably get there about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, I usually go to bed about 2:30 now, so that's no difference at all. You know, that's no difference at all. But I won't be living in it permanently, but 3 days a week, you see, I'll go up there, and that's it. Now, it may happen, and then I can spend time with the children. Perhaps my niece, you know, she might ring me the night before. I'm really rushed tomorrow. Could you come and take the children to school for us? I'd be up there at 7 o'clock. I'd be happily, and I would be the most popular person with the children, not the adults. I would be the most popular person with the children because I would be the car that turns up at the school gates with, I don't know, 4 children in it with the music blaring. Oh, yes. And that you can just imagine the other parents. What's going on here? What's all that noise coming out here? No, my children would walk into that school. My great nieces and great nephews would walk into that school happy before they even started. Not miserable, because some miserable old bag is now, don't do this, don't do that. No, we would be laughing when we left my car. So I could do stuff like that. You get the general idea, don't you? So I'll be doing that sort of 2-3 days a week probably. Now it may happen that further down the line I think, oh, you know, I might spend a little bit more time up here, and that might get, and it may do you see what I mean? This is like a stepping stone, so to speak, and my toe's going in the water. My toe might not like being in the water, which is okay. What have I lost? But this way I get to do this and not lose anything that I've got together, that I've got already. I won't have to take out another mortgage. I won't have to sell anything. All it's going to do is cost me a bit of money, which is okay. So that's my news. I don't know what you think of that, boys and girls. Let's have a little look. Let's go on YouTube first, shall we? You, Chris, will never be a normal person. Well, I hope not, Joanna. That's the whole idea of being this age. And I am abnormal. Abnormal. That's me. Abnormal. Claire says, don't buy a static caravan. Just ask anyone. It's a mugs game. Electric shocks from a static caravan. They are a money pit, though. The ground rent soars. They depreciate through the floor the minute you walk in. Well, I haven't told you the price of this, Claire. They're looking for a quick sale. That's a thing. Elderly couple, just rent it and enjoy all the benefits. I know you're interested in living in one. Might be okay without the holiday park. Oh, yes, yeah. Again, the holiday, I suppose you would call it a holiday park, would you? That it's on? I suppose you would it? Would you? Anyway, she's told me the ground rent tends to go up £50 a year. That's it. About 50 quid a year. So at the moment it's 1250. Now, tomorrow, of course, while I'm down there, I will talk to the elderly couple that have had the place a number of years. I'll find out a bit more from them. Hopefully talk to some of the other caravan owners, see how they get on there. Now, I have indeed, Claire, I hear where you're coming from. I have indeed seen stories on the telly. Now, let me give you this example. One of my friends bought 2 caravans. Excuse me a moment. 2 caravans on the Isle of Wight. I don't know if you know this story. I have told it before. And he spent, I think, £70,000 on 2 caravans. I have to tell you, this particular caravan that I'm thinking about buying is nowhere near half that price. It's nowhere near a quarter of that price. Okay? I don't like to tell you the exact price of it, but I'll tell you in private when I see you. All right? And he bought these 2 caravans, one to live in, one to rent out. 6 months later, the site was sold. And the new company said they wanted to redevelop the site and everyone would have to get off. Or they could buy the caravans from them for £750. So I hear where you're coming from there. I do hear where you're coming from there. All right? And because he's on the Isle of Wight, he's a bit stuffed because he can't even move the caravan anywhere. To bring it back over here costs an arm and a leg because it's on an island. And there's nowhere else on the island for him to take it to. So, yeah. All right, so I hear what you're saying there. That's not the only story. I've heard other similar stories like that. But this little site is small, and I don't think I'll have a problem there, really, Claire. I will, of course, go into it a bit further. A Weird City Citizen says, I lived in a static caravan at Crook Farm in Baldon, which is in Yorkshire. Best 6 months of my life. Oh, how lovely. Lovely. I mean, where this is, I mean, I can't wait to show you. I'll do a video. I won't do a video tomorrow, but if I do it, then that's it. Okay, over on Facebook Live, let's have a look. Has it got... shall I go from the top down? The trouble is, if I go from the top down, then you can miss stuff, can't you? Put your hedge cuttings in your landfill bin. Oh, no, dear. What'd they check? I might get fined. I couldn't do that. Hedge cuttings in landfill bin? No, dear. No, very bad. Hayley, can't you do your job in Skegness and places like that? I've actually... there's a karaoke group that I'm on, and I actually put a little thing, what's it like getting karaoke jobs in Lincolnshire, Skegness and way like that. No one replied. So I would assume not, Hayley. It's finding the places, you see. That's the trouble. If someone come to me, then absolutely I would consider it, so I could carry on doing the jobs I like there. But it's people always think it's very easy to find DJing and karaoke jobs and quiz nights. It's not. It's not. You kind of got to be in the right place at the right time. That's how it is. Yeah, if you're in the right place at the right time, you have to do it. And remember all the trouble I've had this year with jobs almost starting. People that don't seem to know how to run things at all, and they're, promising you jobs, and then they never materialise. Well, I've never come across it. It never happens. What used to happen is that you might have got a phone call or someone come up to you in a pub. Yes, okay. You go down to the place and have a look around. Yes, you'd agree on a price. You'd give them one price, then they give you a price, and you meet somewhere in the middle. Yep, that would all be agreed. You get a date, then you just start. That's not happening anymore. I was talking to someone else last night. He had been booked to do a place, and then he got a phone call the day before, and they said, we found someone to do it cheaper. That's all they understand now. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I have to say, all the places that have... there was one... I've told you all the stories so many times now, but it's not like I was booked to do somewhere, and then someone else has started it. They simply don't start. They decide to have karaoke, and they simply don't start. Or, as was the case this week, one started and then it stopped straight away. Just didn't want karaoke. It was a good night. Sunday night. Changed their mind. Head office, apparently, doesn't want karaoke. So you just, you don't feel angry, or just you're thinking, well, why did you even start it? But that's what keeps happening now. Jobs, and most jobs nearly start, and then they get pulled at the last minute. We've decided not to do it. Meantime, you've gone down there, you've checked it out, you've had some posters made, you've spent time on it, and then suddenly they don't start. It's ridiculous. Merlin says, check on the Environment Agency of your concern. They are good. Yeah, I've had a look on there, and it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem there at all. Mobiles float. You just imagine waking up one morning, this is a bit rocky, and you're floating down the river. Does it have a washing machine? No, it doesn't actually, Hayley. They ain't got room for a washing machine. I gather you can have one put outside, but then I wouldn't need one, would I? I'd just send it all to Sharon's, my sister's. All right, sis, could you come round and collect the washing? Thank you, Wayne. Occupancy rules, how much time you can spend there. Already done that. It's closed on February and March. Already done that. I'm way ahead of you all. Way ahead of you all. There's no rules about the age of the caravan either, as long as it's upkept, upkept. Hello to Amy, who's watching in the United States today. Good morning, Amy. Welcome to the show. Am I too late for a reading? What do you mean a reading? A reading? As in what? As in tarot cards or so? I don't do tarot cards, dear. I don't do tarot cards. I mean, you can come to church with me on a Sunday if you want, but I don't do tarot cards. Sorry to disappoint you. Good morning, Andy Baker. You're a bit late, aren't you, mate? Christ, we've been chatting here nearly an hour. He's just appeared. Good morning to Danny Gibbs. Says you can come to church with me. I'm very excited. Good morning, Danny. Danny has just got a new cat. It's his first cat. And the name of the cat is Pancake. How fabulous is that? He's got a rescue cat. And it moved in with him. I'm not going to say he collected it. No, I'm not going to say that. The cat moved in with my mate Danny yesterday, and they're getting on very well. Apparently, it sat next to him all night long and didn't move. How fantastic is that? He's got a rescue cat. Well done, Danny. Danny and Pancake. You will now be known as a couple. Danny and Pancake the cat. Blooming marvellous. Yeah. Hayley, just set up and move up here and become a cab driver. Oh, no. I don't think I could be cab driving. People chucking up in the back of your car all the time and bleeding piss heads. Oh, no, I couldn't be doing that. Chris, on residential sites, not holiday ones, the rules are different. Yes. Yeah, it's not. It is closed February, March. Although there are some people who live on there all round, but they have to pay the council tax. If you don't live on there all year round, you don't pay council tax, apparently. Hello to Shane. Good morning, Shane, who missed the chat show. No, you don't think there won't be a chat show, do you? There's 2 rooms there, mate. Don't you worry about that. I've got all that in hand here. That'll all be set up there as well. Something not as magnificent as this. It will be a satellite studio. A satellite studio, dear. I've got to check the internet first, though. If we've got 4G, it'll be fine. I'll be able to do it over the internet. A lot of people don't know that. The karaoke streams, okay, you're watching at the moment, are coming over 4G. I'm tethering to the phone and using the 4G. And it works so much better than the pub Wi-Fi, doesn't it? Fantastic. We don't get any picture dropouts or freezing or anything on the 4G. Fantastic. So hopefully that will be all right. SOS Gregoria met Ben Parker last week. Yeah, he's a wonderful man, Ben Parker, and he knows everything. You've got a question about anything, Ben Parker will be able to point you in the wrong direction. He's a very helpful man. Okay? And he's lost his first place. Not now being first. Good morning to Matt Joplin. Morning. All right. Weird city citizen lived in a static. I only rented. Oh, hang on. Weird city citizen. Just a minute. I was jumping around a bit there. Oh dear. Rented but didn't buy. Should have bought for what? While selling house, got gazumped. Owner was effectively homeless. Oh gosh. Gazumped. So you were buying a place and someone's got in there. Oh dear, dear me. But I think people are talking to each other. Weird city citizens, yes, amazing. Not sure if you could live in a caravan all the time. Changing gas canisters was a pain in the winter. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Is that quite a difficult thing to do? Isn't it a case of just taking the pipe off and putting it on another one and turning a thing? That must be fairly easy, isn't it? How long does a gas canister last? They're the great big long orange things, aren't they? I think something like that. Good. So that's my news at the moment. Have you noticed these blooming great big fat black flies everywhere at the moment? Oh, they're awful. They keep flying in the window. Not today, fortunately. Great big fat black things they are. Horrible things. And aren't flies stupid? I mean, how stupid can a fly be? It comes in, right? Gets in easy enough, can't get out again. Keeps back on the window. Banging its head against the window. I'm surprised flies don't cut their heads. Or do they have bruised? Do they get bruised? Do flies get bruised on their heads through banging against the windows all the time? Weird City Citizen said, a gas canister lasts about a week, but horrible when it goes out late. A week? Oh, no, I don't believe that. What, those great big are you talking? No, it can't be. They must last longer than a week. The great big orange things that, huge they are. They're about, if I stand up, they're about that high. Those orange ones from ground to bottom. You must be meaning the small ones, the little ones like that. No, these are great big things they are. I was talking to my nephew, funnily enough. My nephew, where he has a workshop. He fixes cars, does the bodywork in Horncastle in Lincolnshire, which isn't too far from the caravan place, actually. And he has these gas bottles. great big gas bottles because they're not connected to the mains there. I think he said one of these bottles is about 65 pounds for one of these gas bottles. Huh? Yeah. So there we are. I've got, I'll probably have a couple of electric heaters in there as well, just in case. The heating is actually the oil-filled radiators at the moment. The lady said they had, the Caravan actually has the blow, it doesn't have central heating. You can have it put in, but it's got the blow air. She says they were too expensive to run, so she bought some oil heaters, which she's going to leave there, which do perfectly all right. So there we are. I spoke to her yesterday, elderly lady. She is on the phone. Ever so nice she was. Wayne says it's easy changing a gas bottle. I use a local company and they do it for you when they deliver it. Oh, well, there you go. I believe that there's actually 3 bottles by the, looking at the picture. She said we've got 2 spare ones there as well. So there we are. But it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how we get on there. Now, talking caravans, I don't know what you think about this, but in the Daily Mail this morning, it says the typical worker can no longer afford to buy an average-sized home anywhere in England and Wales, according to research. Booming house prices have squeezed out millions of families, leaving them no option but to choose smaller hutch properties, the estate agent Saville says. Now, you see this in London. I didn't realise you could see it, everywhere else. A lot of the new flats, they're tiny. They're tiny. Now, it may be an age thing here. My nephew and my niece both live in brand new modern houses, okay? They are very warm. They are extremely well insulated. But the rooms, to me, are tiny, okay? My living room is twice the size, at least, of my niece's living room and my nephew's living room. That they seem tiny to me, these places. The gardens, I mean, they're both the same on both of these houses. They're like postage stamps in comparison to mine here. But that being said, they both love where they live. You know, it may be an age thing that I'm used to having a bit more of a space, and I think houses were bigger. Certainly our flat in Roehampton, we lived in Roehampton in southwest London, and that living room was quite substantial. And my bedroom and my mum's bedroom, they were big. My sister's bedroom was a bit smaller, but then again, she's my sister, and so she should have the smaller room. Anyway, it goes on. Even buyers with a 25% deposit could not afford an average-sized home in every region of England and Wales, according to the research. The average house price has jumped by 47%, and it's terrible, really, because people just can't afford to buy a house anymore. You know, that coupled with the whole homeless thing, because councils don't build many houses anymore either, do they? Since they sold them all off, you know, to people like me, it has to be said. When Mother Thatcher started the right to buy thing, you could buy your own council place. And me, as a child of people who were already renting a council place, we were able to do it as well. We were in Wandsworth Council. Did I agree with it at the time? Well, we were told that the money that they made from selling houses would go to build more houses. But this didn't happen, certainly not in Wandsworth. What they did with the money was use it to keep the council tax down so that they get voted in again. Did I agree with it now? Probably not. But would I still have bought a place? Well, yes. You'd be a fool not to do it, wouldn't you? Just because you didn't agree with what was going on, there is an opportunity there. You must grab it with both hands. Was it the right thing to do? Probably not, because now we've got not enough houses for everyone. So going back to the caravan thing, now I think I could live in a caravan. Not a tiny one, not like a little swift one, you know, what you pull around. No, a reasonable sized one. And my friend Ray Reynolds, when I first went into a caravan a couple of years ago for my first holiday, we said the term caravan is a bit of a misnomer. It's more of a mobile home. These caravans that for example, I'm looking at tomorrow, you couldn't pull one around on the road, you know? A crane would come in and lift it on a lorry and take it around like that. You couldn't pull it. It's more of a cross between a mobile home, which doesn't move once it's down, and a caravan, which does move, except it doesn't move on its own. It's got to be loaded onto a lorry, which I gather they do for about £1,500, and it gets taken to wherever in the country that you want to put it. So I don't see why perhaps the government could cheaply buy a load of caravans, brand new possibly, and use those. I mean, it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper than buying houses, wouldn't it? They wouldn't last as long, but it might solve a temporary problem. Or we say temporarily. I don't think they're ever going to build enough houses, to be honest. But it might part solve a problem, mightn't it? For a lot less cost. It's all about cost all the time. Danny says Horncastle was only 40 minutes from me. Well, that's when my nephew has got his thing there. Wayne, a 45-kilogram gas bottle will last 6 months in the summer, 3 to 4 weeks in the winter, and that's living there 7 days a week. Thank you very much. So about 3 to 4 weeks in the winter. Thank you very much. Well, I won't be in there in the winter. The lady was telling me she actually leaves when they have to go, because you can't use it in February and March, I think it's closed for. She actually leaves her oil radiators on 2 or 1. You know, just to keep it ticking over in there. And she said it doesn't cost that much money to heat the place at all. You know. Is the van down a riverbank? Yes, Hayley, it is. It is. Do you know sort of where I am? It's Willow something. It's not Willow Hole. It's Willow something. I can't remember the rest of the name there. We want to picture your new home. Well, it's not my new home, is it? Bring back the prefab. Absolutely, Ben. There you go. You go one step up from a caravan to prefab. I don't understand why we haven't got onto prefabs yet in this country. I think Sweden or they do those houses that like prefab bits that you put together, don't they, as well? Is that the same thing? I think they do that in Sweden a lot. They literally make the bits in a factory and they ship them out and they put them together in a matter of a couple of days. Done. Job done for like a quarter of the price. I don't understand why we have to keep waiting for things to be built by housing companies that make these affordable homes for 400,000. I mean, whoever come out with that term, affordable homes, certainly in London. I mean, how stupid that's that bleeding Boris bloke, isn't it? Affordable homes starting at £399,000. What bloody planet are you on, mate? Not affordable to most people. It's just stupid, isn't it? So I think caravans, and certainly prefabs. There was nothing wrong with prefabs. There are still prefabs up from the war years that people are still living in now. They don't leak. They're all right. They're all right. Claire wanted a caravan in Whitstable, but couldn't afford, so we went. Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised at the price of this one, Claire. I'll tell you. Come and talk to me, and I'll tell you next time. All right, darling. Weird City Citizen, maybe a couple of weeks, but not a month. Freezing on Yorkshire Moor, so we had a fire on all the time. Oh, yeah, I should expect you. You can have a wood thing in there as well. You can actually have a wood-burning stove put in these things, which are quite warm. I don't know if you'd have to have permission for that or that sort of thing. You can buy a semi-detached in Bradford for £60,000, yeah, or in Worthing 10 times that. Depends. It's all about the land. That's the other thing, you see. It's all about the land. Now, we have mobile homes here just down the road in Wokingham, Crowthorne way. They can be £250,000, £300,000 because of the position of it. It's where the place is. The actual building itself, relatively speaking, say for example a mobile home, is relatively cheap. It's where you want to put it. I've seen caravans for £3,000 in Wales. Okay? And I've seen them for £80,000 or £90,000 on Tattershall Lakes Country Park, which is also near my sister. See, that's where I looked at the prices. Tattershall Lakes Country. There was nothing less than £35,000 there. Nothing. And then it's like, I think it's about £7,000 a year ground rent. No, that's just silly. It's far too much. I wasn't going to pay that. It's just not worth doing. But for the price of this, and I'll go and look at it. Now, I may get there tomorrow and I'll think, oh no, this ain't right. Don't like the look of this. And I might find something out. I don't know. But I won't know until I look, you know. Claire's off to the post office. I'm going in a minute anyway. Claire, lovely to see you, darling. Thank you for singing last night. Claire's lovely. You'd love to meet Claire. She sits there and do that. Wayne, they've built 30 prefab-style homes in Reading for homeless people. They look nice. I'm sure they do, yeah. And it's so easy to put them together as well, isn't it? Right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. And then I must get going. Look, it's 11:30 already. My mate's coming over later to help us move the rest of the stuff back in the living room. I think what I'll do is today's birthdays and yesterday's birthdays. Because we didn't do yesterday's. And does that cover everything I've done? Because Tuesday, I did Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, I haven't done Thursdays. Thursdays, I won't be able to get back Thursdays. So let's do today's first. First of all, Brent Adams, who I know from Norfolk, Ireland. Do you know, I can't believe it, Brent. I've been doing the birthdays things for a number of years now, as you will know. And the names come round the game. Not necessarily people that you're talking to all the time. You know, like we have this conversation most mornings, don't we? These are people that I know, right? And I have met and I have talked to and perhaps gone out with for chats and tea or nights or whatever, you know, and I read out their birthdays. And I'm about to read this one again. And I probably haven't spoken to him since the last time I did the birthday. And I think, my God, another year's passed. Do you ever think that? Another year. I mean, we're almost halfway through the year now. Brent Adams, who I know from Norfolk, Ireland. Happy birthday to you, sir. He does some radio. Happy birthday, sir. Ed Churi Moracco. Happy birthday to you, Ed. I hope I said your name all right there. If I didn't, apologies to you, all right? Ed, happy birthday, Ed. Anne White is a very young 65 years old today. Good morning, Anne. Happy birthday to you. Carl Reese. Good morning, Carl. Happy birthday. Jenny Boynes. Lovely picture of a little cat there, Jenny. Happy birthday. Marcus Kirkby Bott, 43 years old today, with a picture of a horse on there. Happy birthday, Marcus. Kerry Edmonds, 39 years old today. DJ Matt, your Horgan Unique. Good morning, Matt. I haven't seen you for ages. Ages and ages. Come and see me in Central Station. Happy birthday, Matt. He does some of the big clubs in London. Alicia Paul Moses is 37 years old today. So happy birthday to Alicia. Let's do yesterday's birthdays as well while we're here, gang. Sue, I was only 3 yesterday. Sue Hammer was 52 years old. Younger than me, Sue. Sue Hammer, 52 years old yesterday. Happy birthday, Sue. Paul Kemp yesterday was 37 years old today. Yesterday. And Alister Wilden was his birthday yesterday. And one more mention of a birthday that's in my head, that I know it. Ross Patzelt's birthday, who does a lot of internet radio. I've known him for about 10 years. I've never actually met him. And quite frankly, I don't want to, Ross, because I don't think we'll get on, darling, because you'll be burping in my face and passing winds and all those things. He does loads of internet radio. He's got a lovely little family there as well. So happy birthday to you, Ross, for Thursday. All right, let's sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. Happy birthday, gang. Weird City Citizen says, will you transport the Mirable studio to the Caravan? No, I'm sure I won't. But I'll have some sort of setup in there so that I can carry on doing the occasional show from there. I'm sure I will do that, or even just carry on. You know, but do it down there 3 days a week, whatever I want to do, really, don't know yet. Okay, so I won't see you tomorrow because I'll be away tomorrow, gang. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday as well. If you're coming along to Central Station tonight, we got fantastic cabaret tonight. The very delightful Victoria Sponge will be gracing your stage tonight at Central Station, Wharfdale Road in King's Cross from 10:30. So hopefully I'll see you again. So that's Sunday. So Monday morning, I'm sure I'll be back with you on Monday morning, round about 9 o'clock. Okay, Monday morning. So enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. Have a lovely weekend. Thanks for watching and listening. See you soon. Bye-bye.